Buy the dip, buy this altcoin crash, buy low, sell high. We have just seen the SEC induced altcoin crash. And so why not take advantage of this? Why not buy, for example, Cardano over here? Looks like an easy 40%, maybe 60%. We've seen recoveries like this in the past. This looks pretty inviting, and a lot of YouTubers are now shilling their favorite altcoins. Now is the time to buy. But please, before you buy anything, consider the following. Have a look at this website, coinmarketcap.com/historical. We have snapshots over here, how the crypto ranking developed over time. And so let's just go back maybe 5 years. 2018, in June here, June 17th, 2018. Let's have a look at how crypto looked at that time. Bitcoin at number 1, Ethereum at number 2, XRP at number 3. Now nowadays XRP is at number 6. And look, the price barely moved. 52 cents, that was 5 years ago. 52 cents, that's today. Compare this with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is at 26K. And 5 years ago, it was at 6.5K. So huge opportunity costs here. Bitcoin Cash is the 4th largest cryptocurrency just 5 years ago. Now it's at number 28. And we did lose massive money here as well, right? From $850 to $104. Then we've got EOS, Litecoin, Stellar, Cardano, IOTA, Tether still relatively small, but a lot of coins that are not relevant anymore, right? Neo, NEM, Quantum, Ontology, Lisk, Decrypt, Eternity. Today, those kinds of coins look super obscure. You probably have never even heard of them. And the likelihood is very, very high that 5 years from now, the coins that you're now talking about that are in the top 100, they also will be forgotten. Most of them will be forgotten. And that's the danger with buying the dip in alts. In altcoins, you don't just take the general cycle risk. You take more cycle risk, right? The altcoins in general go up more and go down more than Bitcoin or Ethereum. But that's actually not the main problem. If you manage your risk in your portfolio accordingly, that's not the problem. The problem is that besides the cycle risk, you also take on idiosyncratic risk. Will the altcoins still be relevant over the long term? And unfortunately, when we look at a list like this, the answer is for most, you're probably not going to remember them. WAN Chain, Pupulus, Walton Chain, Nebulous, Hypercash, Ardor, Redcoin, MadeSafe Coin, Mithril. I can go on and on about this. And this is the top 100. There is a place for buying the dip, but most altcoins are not made for buying the dip. Most altcoins are simply just a levered vehicle on Bitcoin when times are bullish. There's a lot of token inflation happening. There's a lot of potential competition hitting the market. New projects with better technology will try to take market share. And since technology evolves, very few cryptocurrencies can stand the test of time. Now here's why buying altcoins during bearish times is especially problematic. Let's look at the recovery from the last bear market. So first we had Bitcoin at 20K, and then we went all the way down to roughly 3K. And then we had a very nice recovery from 3K all the way to 41K in the span of 2 years. Now the argument for altcoins would be, okay, we crashed a lot. If you just bought those altcoins when it was really, really low and you take this rally, right? Wouldn't you get more profit here? Since there is this inherent leverage, right? When Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins go up way more. And so why would you be buying Bitcoin over here when you can have altcoins and make more money? But look at this in aggregate. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance is a measure of how much of all of crypto is currently in Bitcoin. And you would now expect when Bitcoin is going up like this, right, 1000%, that Bitcoin dominance should actually go down because the altcoins go up more. Did that happen in those 2 years? Spoiler alert, no. Look at this, the same period, again, January 2019 to January 2021. The Bitcoin dominance went from 54% to 72%. And only after Bitcoin was already high, when the times were super heated, super excited, only then the altcoins rallied. Only then Bitcoin dominance went down. So the direct recovery from the bear market, where Bitcoin afterwards 10x'd, during that recovery, altcoins did worse. You took on more risk with your altcoin and you did worse. And that's for the aggregate altcoin market. So not only do you take on the risk of buying the next Denta coin or the next Wakey chain or Mithril, 5 years from now, right, when you actually want to sell, not only do you take on that risk, you're not even getting compensated for that risk. If you have a basket of altcoins, those altcoins are not going to outperform Bitcoin when we recover out of a bear market. It is not what's happening. Bitcoin dominance rises during a recovery from a bear market. And intuitively, this actually makes sense. Because what's happening over here? Why does a bear market recover in the first place? It recovers because some people just dollar cost average into an asset. And when times are uncertain, what do you actually want to dollar cost average in? Do you want to buy the next altcoin that inflates by 20-30% per annum in terms of token printing and you don't really know if it turns around? Or do you rather buy Bitcoin where you know there is no regulatory uncertainty, where you know the tokenomics are fine, where you know that you can wait out the bear market if necessary? Of course, most people are going to tend towards buying Bitcoin. The only reason when the altcoins are a real good bet is at the end of a bull run, when everybody has already made profit with Bitcoin and when everyone is super excited, left and right, all your friends ask you, what should I buy now? Then the altcoins are interesting. People are very risk on at the time. People are looking for the next best opportunity after Bitcoin has already risen and it cannot 10x anymore. That's when the alt speculation happens. During any other time, getting heavy into altcoins is a bad idea. You don't want to be buying the dip for altcoins. You want to do the exact opposite rather. You want to be speculating on altcoins long-term underperforming Bitcoin. And you can actually do this. You can trade that differential, right? You can get into Bitcoin, you can borrow the token that is very inflationary, that doesn't have a lot of momentum behind it, and you can make money from this spread widening or from the Satoshi valuation of the altcoin going down. There are ways to set this up, and I'm also explaining this on this channel several times. So feel free to subscribe if you're interested in that. For anything but a very short flip, buying this dip is not a good idea. The risk to reward is simply not worth it. You might be picking the wrong altcoin, and even if you do pick the right altcoin, you're still in aggregate underperforming Bitcoin. Please give this a like and feel free to comment as well, especially if you disagree.